Well, hello everybody. I hope my meeple's out. Ahoy there. How's it going? So, we're back at it. The factory must grow, we say. Let me just set everything up real quick. Oh, did I forgot again? I forgot again. Oopsie there. Factorio. I forgot to change the stream name. So, how's your Friday there, Kunuki? Where is this thing? Do that. So we're not playing bar and we're playing Factorio. Let me post something else. We're soon gonna be at it. Yeah, the intro today. The intro today is a bit meh. Do that. Now let's close this so it's gonna run better. Do that. What Friday? Yeah, the Saturday. I slept. I ate lunch and then I slept for like 4 hours. I'm burned out. So, yeah, okay. Let's not talk about Fridays on Saturdays. Sadly, it's already Saturday. Anyway, here's the plan. We don't have a plan, but we should make a plan. We are gonna make a plan, and with the plan today, I mean, at least for now, the priority is gonna be fixing up the production of the microfiber. Now, this thing is taking too long to deliver the goodies. So, what the heck happened here? Yeah, okay, salt. Salty salt, we're not getting enough salt in. Huh. So it's the same old issue. We're not getting enough salt in. Is there any more salt on the map? I wish we could mine salt somewhere. Is there a way to make salt? What kind of ways do we have to make salt? Either extracting it or by this thing. Saline water. We already have an issue here with coarse fraction. Either we distillate gravel, which we do, but not for the purpose of coarse fraction, or we get it from soil. But what the heck are we gonna do with sand then? We could turn it into concrete, make bricks. Or we can gravel it. Or we can turn sand into gravel. Yeah, we're doing that. If we turn sand into gravel, we can then go That's soil. But we can still go and do gravel distillation. You get tailing dust, tar and tailings. That's actually not a bad idea. So we just get sand from soil. And we can turn limestone into soil. Let's make one big, huge, coarse fraction production line. Soil. So for soil we need water. And we turn limestone into soil. We turn sand. We get 13 sand. Soil extractor 3. 3 solid separators. Oh. Let's do that. Oops. It's 8, 10. We're talking 1,000 water. 1,000 water means 4. 600, 600. So then, well, it's the same thing here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We have 2 of these. We turn that into sand. This is the thing. But from here on, we're gonna turn this back into coarse fraction. So we need to make... Do we make 3? Why do we make 3? Well, it depends on what we need. This is also stuck. Or didn't I? Oh god damn Jack, but this is still full. How can that be still full? It should actually be empty. Okay, it doesn't matter. We're gonna make coarse fraction production line. How come we have 3? We should have 2. Maybe there's enough. Yeah, it seems like it can support 3. Well, fine. Oops. It can support 3. How much? 3 seconds, 20 soil. So we're simply gonna do it like that. Should we send everything out? We just put everything on. Yes. We'll put limestone out first. So out comes everything. We'll just throw out the trash. So limestone is gonna be grinded down to coarse fraction. Sorry, not to coarse fraction, but down to earth. How much limestone do we make? 2 a second. Let's hope these can handle it. So now it's 3. Do we have a situation with 3? Let's see. Here we have a situation with more than 3. And this thing can handle it. Yeah, easily. Okay, so we can take the taters one. With the logic and all that. Flippity flip and flippity flip. So we do it like this. Plop. Ooh. Oh, great. Now additional soil needs to come in here, right? Just there. Yes. So the soil. We don't need that. This is limestone. And limestone comes back out as soil. Put in. Oops. As the priority. So that's limestone taken care of. Biomass we're gonna have to send into the sink, which is perfectly fine. Coarse fraction, now sand. Sand needs to be ground down How many do you have? 4. So 3 sand, I think is... That's 2. Aha. 2 can take 4. So if you just do this... Well, we can do that. Sand will be sent to gravel. Alrighty. Oops. Power. It's 1 short. Okay, then. Sand will be sent to gravel. So iron oxide, crushed quartz. Okay. Iron oxide, the rest just moves on. And is crushed quartz. Gravel will be liquefied. Plus water in self-destructive distillation column. What? Oh, really? Well, let me grab a new drink. Holy crap, well, fire away. I'm also kind of trying to optimize a few things. Yeah, this is what we're doing. So coarse fraction. There's also one more thing. Coarse fraction goes out here. So this is gonna be a caravan for coarse fraction. Oops. Okay, what do we need to put in here? Gravel. Will 3 of these be sufficient? I think it's gonna be an overkill. How much do we need? 50 gravel in 5 seconds. Ooh, hold on. How much gravel do we produce here? 4 gravel a second. Well, 2 will be sufficient. Fluid boiler. Oh, it's extremely inefficient. You will be forced to use it. There's simply, if you look at my boilers here, You know, I remember you talking about, oh, how do I get steam? I need steam. And I showed you this principle. This is actually what Shriek made at the start of the game, but I have these things. I remember explaining this to you. And here, you know, making things. Yeah, I remember explaining it to you that you should turn coal, break it down into several stages, because you turn one single coal into a lot of energy. I remember that. Yeah, probably it is. I'm not sure about the numbers there, but if you look at this, is just turning coal into steam, right? This, you're talking about these boilers, I assume, electric boilers. Or are you talking about these boilers? Which boilers are you talking about? Let's first clear that out. Because the electric boilers that make steam, these are extremely inefficient because they use crazy amount of power. Look at that. This is by far the biggest usage of my power. Well, if you look at the longer term, it's of course the centrifuges, those particle accelerators and centrifuges. Wait, let's check that. Look at that. When this turns on, the particle accelerators, you know, we get into trouble. On fluid fuel. Ah! Okay, so you're talking about these ones. Oil burners. This has been upgraded. You can see the legacy on the right side, just above my head. It says oil burner legacy. This has been updated, and I'm not. This has been put down before the update, the mod update. But there's been the latest one that I've put down are here. These ones. Yeah, this one says no. It has no legacy. These definitely are worth, because what I'm using them for, and it might be a bit of a mistake, and I should actually probably change this, use this a bit more. Hold on. Oh, this is coal bed gas. We use coal bed gas to make hydrogen, but that's just an emergency. That is just an emergency, yeah. These are extremely useful, to be honest. I haven't done any calculations since the update, because before that, these are tool legacy as well. Before, you just needed to put in water and any type of fuel, and it was burning it into steam. Now after this has changed, after the update, so I don't know if this is a normal mode update as well or not, what you get out is flue gas. So it's actually even more efficient, because flue gas, it has a heat capacity if you look, so you can use it as fuel immediately. So it is even more efficient. They have increased the efficiency. I'm burning off steam here. Burning off. I'm just turning steam back into water in a closed loop. You see, this water is a closed loop here. So the steam is turned back into water, and if we are lacking water, we add 1%. So if it's completely empty, this just squirts some water in, so it makes more steam. And this is just a buffer, a bit of a buffer. But we're turning it straight into flue gas, which we did not set up the current for. Holy moly! Oh no! Take the butt back. But now that these things make flue gas, they are even more efficient than they used to be. So it's definitely worth making those. There are people that don't only make steam based on that, and I'm actually making plans right now to make steam based off that as well. So we're gonna have to open another bitumen sip and just turn it into steam. But I've been checking if I would do that with gas. So I'm planning to make it here, a bit of a gas production line, or maybe here, to vent out, to turn extra gas that we have, because we need naphtha and condensates, but to turn natural gas and this gas straight into steam. Did I select this thing here? Fluid outpost, fill, and we're gonna send the flue gas here to turn it into syngas. This is kind of the sink for flue gas. So yeah, I'm actually gonna do that now because we're out of steam. We're out of, well, it's fluctuating heavily, so we need a big production for steam and make it in a way that it's gonna add up into the whole steam system in case it falls below, I don't know, 20% or something like that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you look at fuels, it's not based on that. Any fuel will do. It's just that if you're gonna use an inefficient fuel, you'll burn more. But whatever you have in, you know, too much of, and just burn it off. You can bring different kinds of fuels. Now, I didn't set that up here, but I was planning to, but then there was no need for it. But this is supposed to be a vent to make steam based on whatever we have too much. Because if something is full, here you can see it's 99%, but I'm definitely venting that, or 95. But if it's full, you know, then send it to here and make steam. Currently it's only done for BTX, because I remember doing that. See, if it's overflow, oh, actually for naphtha, if it's overflowing, we burn it off and turn it into steam. But I think I had more than that set up, not sure. No, not in this one. Not in this one. So it's just a if we have too much naphtha and things kind of clog up. But what you could do, we could make a pipe of over 99% from here and there, from any fuel source. You can see fuel values. And just if it is over 98%, for example, pump it out into a pipe that goes straight in here, and it's gonna burn whatever is currently in the pipe. It's just gonna burn it off. I mean, burn it off, turning it into steam. Venting is different, and we need more steam here. I mean, what if the production of fuel takes more energy than burning? Yeah, okay, then that's a different story. For example, this is turned off. I've turned it off. Naphtha, yeah, I won't. If everything utterly clogs up, this overflow valve turns on, because the problem with naphtha is if it is at 100% full, everything stops. You know, the whole base stops. So I have several ways of venting it at different stages of being full. This is venting it out, sending it out at 80%. This is stopping it up. This is the last resort of burning it away pretty much after we are turning it into steam. So even if we have too much steam, then what I do is send it here, and this thing does, what this thing does is it turns naphtha into syngas, but at a loss, so at an entropy. So the production of syngas in this case, as a security measure for not letting this overflow, or this be too full and stall all my production lines, this actually takes more energy than it is produced. So, you know, this will always work. This will burn it off, because we burn, I don't know, 100 calories to make 50 calories. So you can always rely on this last resort overflow. So I means if there's more than 98%, just send it through this pipe. So this completely overflows. It's gonna send it into here. This will then turn it into syngas, but syngas you can fart away. That's it. So yeah, but there are recipes. For example, that's why I've stopped using this. There are recipes, there's a lot of recipes where you can turn one fuel source into another fuel source, but at a loss. So you're actually turning calories into less calories. And how you avoid that is you have to look at these things. Fluid index. You have fuel values. Yeah, I'll show you. You have fuel values. So let's say, for example, you can turn anthracene oil, 100 anthracene oil, into aromatics. That's a recipe that will make a plus. And then burn this as fuel. You have to you have to be careful that the process of turning anthracene oil into aromatics doesn't use up more than it adds up. That's the part you have to be careful about. But let's say you need, well, let's say you just turn anthracene oil into aromatics. You add up fuel value, right? And then burn this as fuel. But let's say that you need the same amount to turn anthracene oil into aromatics. You also need acetylene, and then you will turn 250 plus 750, so 1000 kilojoules. You will turn into aromatics into 350 joules. So that's a bad recipe, and those are also available. So you have to be careful which ones you use. You have to look at these things here. And kind of, you know, I'm like to burn off beta-X because, well, I'm not burning off bitumen, but benzene is actually the main fuel source that we have in the base. Benzene and that green cocoa and gas also has, this is highly efficient. Cocoa and gas is easy to make. The green stuff. See, gasoline has 1.2 megajoules. High distillates, low distillates, medium distillates, I only burn off as an overflow. Cooking oil gas we're burning off as something that is overflow as well. Light oil too. Because I'm turning light oil into heavy oil and so on, I think. We use kerosene and only kerosene to power our power plants. So this one is probably the most efficient, 1.5 megajoules. Oh, we could burn off methanol. Oh, I didn't even know that. Oh, okay. Naphtha natural gas is extremely low. But there's another natural gas. There's two types and I always forget which one it is. Pure natural gas is 500 kilojoules. Wait, hold on. Oh, oops. Pure natural gas, 500 kilojoules. What are we making here? We get raw gas out. So raw gas, we can immediately burn it off. Fuel value 200. So this is then pumped into here, and we make natural condensates naphtha. Natural has a fuel value of 90 kilojoules, so that's a fart. That's actually a fart. No wonder I'm not using that. But here's the thing. So this should not be used as something that will power up your base with making steam out of it, because this is just, it's not just not gonna cut it. But what happens is this gets full, and then we're not producing naphtha and condensates. So we're just gonna put down oil burners. We just put down let's say this many oil burners. We need water. Water, where the heck are you? Do we have more water anywhere else? Water. Oopsie daisy. Okay, we'll plop in water. Holy moly. Hey, they're just teeth. What the heck? And we're gonna put an overflow pump, which means if there's too much of gas in the pipe, I mean in the storage, you vent it out so the production constantly runs. Alrighty, now we're gonna say overflow. We'll take the overflow valve. Where are you? Jeez Louise, the base has grown. I'm getting lost in my own base suddenly. This is the thing. This used to be a very far outpost. Something like there. In the good old times. So we'll say if there is more than 90% full, if this is more than 90% full, you plop it in here. And actually it needs to be, oopsie, let's rather put it this way. We brought in the water, we're gonna get out flue gas and steam. Ahoy there, Justy Yeet! Thanks for the follow, welcome to the struggle. To the Pyanodons struggle. Are you, well, I'm not gonna ask if you play Factorio as well, I'm pretty sure you do. But the question is, do you play Pyanodons? Now here we're gonna do what? This should be as a priority steam. Maybe we should hook this into the steam line, the whole production thingy. But then we're gonna run out. Yeah, I do play Pi. Another poor soul. I'm on early stage. Yeah, this is the hard mode Pi, so it's a bit more complicated. Actually, it's trolling the player quite a lot. Yeah, exactly. Let's find a steam line. Where the heck are you, the steam line? What uses steam? Well, we should have it somewhere here. Does anybody see steam? Jesus Christ, I cannot remember where we use steam. We should bring the whole steam line down. Yeah, so am I, but the hard mode is a bit different. Though, there is one problem I actually have, and I couldn't set it up, and that's the spoilage. I couldn't set up the things to spoil. But when I started playing, it was not done yet, so I don't know how to set that up. But I would really like not to do it now, because it would just blow up the base. Damn it, something is... so refined natural gas is the second thing that we're burning, one of our main fuel sources. So see, this is benzene production line. You can see it's empty now, so we've switched to refined natural gas, which we are empty of as well. But I mean, no panic, we still have aromatics, so the aromatics will kick in, and this is just one of the refineries, the main fuel production line. There's other stuff that actually will kick in when they get full. This is waiting for to be pumped out. Hold on, something's off. Naphthalene oil. Why are you not green? Yeah, you're green. So they want to pump it out. This is ready to go into the fuel line. This is full, so this should be open. Yeah, it is. Green, green. Oh! Oi! Yeah, you cannot void. You said you can't void things, and some recipes are harder and some items smoother. Yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry, didn't see your comment. What's different from hard and normal one? The main difference is whatever item comes into the world. So we're talking basic stuff, even the pistol. You cannot destroy it. You know, in the normal, you just throw a grenade onto this chest and this is gone from the world. Now in this one, there's nothing you can take off. I mean, you can destroy. There's nothing destructible. So everything gets somehow stored, whatever. There's plenty of boxes we have. You don't want to know. Yeah, heat buildings. Every production needs fuel source to even work. Well, every production. The old burner assembling machines. The main production, actually. Let's call it that way. So everything needs additional fuel. There's recipes that are way harder. You get way less benefit from stuff turning into other stuff. What's also kind of the biggest difference, less recipes, or actually there are some more recipes, because the way it is made is, for example, let's say we make, what I'm currently making is coarse coal, the coarse fraction, and you cannot get enough resource just from one type of production line. For example, let's say salt. There's two ways that we can make salt. One is through salt mines, which is being used, powered by benzene currently. The other one is turning potatoes. Potatoes into salt-enriched biomass. Thingy like this. Oh. And then delivering it to here, which then turns salt-enriched biomass into salt, and biomass stuff like that, including steam. So you have to get the resources from all types of recipes that can give you that resource, because otherwise you just won't make enough of it. Why not using automate factory? Not sure what you mean by that, but this is the factory calculator, the planner that I'm using to make stuff. So, I mean to kind of calculate stuff. This is all made pretty much. There are some pretty complicated things in here. Though it's parts. But things like these, you know, this is more or less, this is a whole part plus this part. That's all one single production. Yeah. And it's how I actually make it. Let's say to make red circuits, to make these red circuits, you can see how many ingredients we have to put in. And these are the belts that go in. 2 goodies per belt. And to make this, we have to make all of this, right? So it's batteries, optical fibers. So optical fibers we're making. Hold on. Optical fibers are produced. Holy crap, they are close. Yeah, okay, they are here. But to make optical fibers, it's this whole production line. This whole thing, including niobium coating. So this is making niobium oxide. So this whole part, this whole square, is to make this one single part for the red circuits. So from niobium stuff to Kevlar, to metal thingies, chemical stuff, tetra something. We're stuck on coke. Poor lad. So yeah, everything is made like that. Yeah, I'm at 40% research. Who said that last time? We figured that out. Yeah, 38% technology tree completion. Yeah, this whole part is stuck because of saline water. Here's the thing: we cannot get enough salt, and we're mining all the salt that we found on the map for now. We're also turning all of our potatoes, because these are the potato farms. We're turning pretty much all of our potatoes into the salt as well. But we're missing salt water still. And what I'm making currently, which actually is already set up, we're just waiting for the bots to finish it, is this production line, which actually makes sea sponges. But we don't need sea sponges. We just need saline water. Hey! So I made this whole production line just so we're gonna make saline water, and we're gonna turn these sea sponges straight in to quartz ore and use it in glass production. But that's just a side product. We need saline water. So we're having constant issues with either saline water or sulfuric acid. This is the other, oh sorry, acid gas. No, sulfuric acid is the sulfuric acid. This is the next bottleneck. And the third one is, which we are actually working on right now. Actually, no, we're working on the potatoes now. But the result of that is also gonna help out here. This is the next bottleneck. You see how many caravans are waiting. And you have to know that all of these caravans are empty on the other side. So that means as soon as the caravan dumps it, you know, its cargo, it's gonna come back. All of these, you have to understand that we need double the amount. Oh my god. So yeah, we're pretty much bottlenecked there. And we're trying to solve this issue today. This is our main objective. I still don't know what the heck we're missing here. Oh, pure sand. Does this go through? It does. What are you missing? Microfiber. Yeah, that's also another issue. But here's the thing. For the whole production, currently the bottleneck is sodium hydroxide, right? This is what we're short of, microfibers, but we need more sodium hydroxide. And sodium hydroxide, there's only two ways to make it. Either by salt or by salt water. So we're working on both, more salt and more salt water. But yeah, currently the salt, you know, the salt water is here. Nothing we can do until this is finished. And the salt itself, because there's no more mines, at least the visible mines, we haven't found them yet. I've checked this like 10 times. Maybe this would be something that pops up new. But we cannot go out that far anyway, currently. So we're working on potatoes to make even more salt out of potatoes. So yeah, that's this part. That's this part. Anyway, let's continue on with our build. So we're gonna liquefy this thing into coarse fraction. Tar, tailings can go into the line. Tailings dust, what can we do with tailings dust? Can we do something with tailings dust? Ooh, separation of tailings, coal dust. Oh, we should do that. Oh, we get rich dust. Coal dust, titanium, tin. What do we need the rich dust for? Chromite sand. We can turn rich dust into chromite sand. That's kinda meh. We don't need that. So we're gonna go with gravel distillation. Tar tailings, we need more. That's fine. Straight into the caravan. Tailings dust. What are we gonna do with tailings dust? The thing is, we have to decide either we're gonna make something here, or we're gonna export tailings dust into something else. Somewhere. So currently, I just cannot decide. We're not gonna make coal tiles. That's. Oh, we even need medium distillates. No. This is probably the best option. Then we have coal dust. Coal dust. We could burn off coal dust, that's one thing. We can move it somewhere. Titanium and tin ore, not a problem. We do have sinks for both. 15 tailings dust. How much do you produce? 10 info. Ooh, that's quite a lot. So we could put it on a caravan. Tailings dust, we have a sink for tailings dust here. What's wrong there? Bulk inserter, okay fine, you'll get your bulk inserter. But this is the tailings dust. Ooh. Oh, hold on. This is the tailings dust goodie. We're still burning it off the good old-fashioned way. This was made, I don't know, like 1,000 hours ago, 1,000 gameplay hours ago. Playtime 580 hours. Yeah, let's say 508, 500 hours ago. But this is the sink for tailings dust. So for now, I think we can just go and turn it into the sink, send it into the sink. So we're gonna set up another caravan for that. We're gonna do it like this. Let's do it like that. You'll need a power pole. So we're gonna say tailings dust, right? Right. Tailings dust, coarse fraction. Coarse fraction goes on a caravan, which is this one. Oh crap. This game gonna be as easy as it looks, cause this must not be together. Oh. Coarse fraction. Where are we gonna throw out the coarse fraction? We could do it in the middle, but that would better be... Yeah, okay, fine. We're gonna do it like that. This can get pretty darn complicated. So in 5 seconds, 10 coarse fraction, which means we'll have to have a lot more. Including the power pole. So that means we'll also need more of these. Right. Gravel and water. So additional water. Can we get water in from there? We can. So we do have extra water. So we have the water in, gravel in. Will 2 be sufficient? We don't know. How much gravel do we get out? In a second we get 4 gravel. So this is gonna go bzzzt. This needs 50 gravel, right? It needs 50 gravel. Oh boy. Well, it's not gonna get that much, but still. Tar comes out. Tar comes out. Tailings come out. We said we're gonna put that on a caravan. We'll do that. We'll do that. Okay, So let's do it this way then. You know, I'm at the same time I'm making this, I'm also thinking about how we're gonna be able to just do that and that and that and that when the time comes. We're gonna start with 2 anyway, so they have to be built in a way that we can just simply connect them together, not have like 10 different caravans. Though in this case it's gonna be like it, but the fluids, we will be able to connect. Alrighty, so you go there, you go there. This is... Oops. The tailings line, we're gonna make it like that. Tailings line. The tailings line. Alright, now we're gonna put in 100 pipe. A top up 100. Top up 100. Where are you? Top up 100 pipe. Thingy is here. Oops. So tailings and tar. Now we must not forget about setting this up. We still need to hook this into a line. Not to mention flue gas. Water line, you know what we're gonna do? Hook it in here, so we can add more of these things later on. Where did the steam go? Into there. We should make overflow. It's not overflow. Top up. Sheet. Oh my god, I just need a top up pipe. We're gonna put in a low number. Let's do that. A top up at 20. So when this goes, when steam is below 20, this will add it up. Otherwise, this steam will be used up. I think that's gonna be quite a okay-ish. We should also hook it into the steam line when I figure out where the heck do we have the steam line. Oh well, let's set this up, this is more important. So this should be it. So we have taken care of the tailings dust. Coarse fraction goes on a caravan here. Now we're gonna do this. And we're gonna do that. Boop. Now this we can easily connect. Done. We're gonna leave these though. Wait, where is the coarse fraction coming out from here? We don't have an output yet. Alrighty. This is what I meant to do. That way. How much coarse fraction do we make? The same. So we'll need, let's say, at least 3. We'll say 4. Oh, we'll have 3. I don't think it's gonna work that fast anyway. So we'll say coarse fraction. This one goes straight up. And I think this will be perfectly a-okay-ish. So this is gravel. No, not gravel, it's soil. No, tailings dust, sorry. We can send this tailings dust up as well. Oxygen is a problem. It's a big problem because you cannot burn it off. Oxygen is the only thing that we are venting, but we've vented. This is the only 4 vents, and you can see pipeline. You can see how many times we've vented. 488, the 7,000. So we've been venting some oxygen. Everything is worth it. The new technology, iron casting. Iron casting is this thing. We're currently having issues, I think, with not being able to get muddy sludge out. But that's... Guess what? Because we have too much oxygen. You get it? This is our first production and you're gonna be stuck with it for a long time. Electrolysis, water electrolysis. So you'll need water, you'll get out hydrogen and oxygen, but you can burn hydrogen. You're actually burning off, this is the hydrogen fuel. This is actually excess hydrogen from the base being stored in here and then being pumped out and used as fuel. Yeah, exactly, it's only the electrolyzer. Making it in an electrolyzer is not such a big problem. You're gonna have a problem when you get oxygen from... Oh, we could do this now. As a side product, you know. This is making me a headache. But this is the only way that I can make oxygen directly. So this is the biggest number that we make it out of. Actually, no, it's not. You know what I make a lot of oxygen from? Here. This is of course the electrolysis as well. But we're making it to make coal bed gas. So this, if you look at power-wise, is our second largest power consumer. Yeah, this is because it's extremely inefficient to make steam out of electric boilers. This is because of oxygen and, well, primarily because of oxygen, but there's no other way to make oxygen. And do not use these stack inserters. They're late tech, but somebody said that I have them because there's a kind of a bug in the Pi mods. And it unlocks too early, but it's the latest, the last kind of inserter. I have bulk inserters, but I'm not using them because we have these stack inserters. They're special though. Yeah, damn it. This really is a problem because it needs complex circuit boards. And that's something that we're currently still struggling to make a more constant production of. There's so much ingredients that there's always something missing. And MOSFETs are the usual culprit, which I think I know what we're missing again. Yeah, N-doped. So N-doped. We're missing rare earth oxides, which means sulfuric acid again. But that's all tied to saline salt water. Yeah, yellow inserters are good. Yellow inserters are good. Alrighty, so let's get this one connected. You know what I made a mistake of? I should have copy pasted the stuff first, then. Nah, it's fine. I guess it's fine. We're gonna take this off. I'm gonna take that off. We need to get this up to here. As simple as that. As simple as that. Do that, put in a power pole. Let's place this down. We're gonna need this. Well, this is actually a production for coarse fraction. We're gonna make it here. Because the majority of coarse fraction we needed the potatoes. We can place it down here as well, which we will. I'm gonna place it here. Could we make two? Damn it. Cannot see where. Oop. We're gonna solve this issue by placing down a radar, the one that we have in our pocket, which is the latest and greatest super duper long range, top of the line radar. Okay. We're gonna plop it down there. It will fit. Yes. Time to place these things down. We're gonna place one there. We're gonna place one there, and we have to connect it with power poles. You as well. So this will get built, this will get built, then we're gonna see where to put next. Alrighty, so that's coarse fraction, meaning more potatoes. We're gonna get this here. Then we're gonna see which ingredient we're gonna be out of next. No need to worry about electricity is such a big deal. Yeah, guess what? You're gonna run out of power so badly. It will make your head spin. Yeah, I do have a connected pipe. For steam is in one pipe system. Hydrogen is in one pipe system. There's a so-called fuel line that is in one pipe system. You know, all around the base. Let's talk about the fuel line. It goes both ways. So it's transferring fuel both ways. You know, it's a circular mode, both circles. And then you just plug in a new fuel source or plug out a usage, a source that uses it. For example, something like here, this uses up a lot of fuel. And we plugged in, this is the fuel line. As you can see, it goes both ways. It's pumping both ways, 80%. And it's a whole fuel circle line around the whole base. A continuous loop, never-ending loop, whatever you want to call it. But this is something that uses it up, so we're topping it out. Out of the fuel line, you know, sending fuel into here. This is a bit of a tasting ground for something that I'm setup that I'm actually tasting. But that's a fuel consumer. A fuel source gets plugged in, or for example, this one is also a nice one. What do? Is we make, yeah, we need steam. We're gonna work on steam. So the steam line, as you can see, is empty, and this steam line also goes all around the base, except down here I don't know where I have it to plug that thing in. But we make cocoa and gas here as a side product, which we do use somewhere here. Cocoa and gas. Oh, we don't have enough steam. Yeah, okay, fine. But if we have too much of it, this is where it gets stored. That's the way how I do it. And then it's pumped out. If it's full at 94%, 94k, if there's 94k cocoa and gas in here out of 100,000, then these pumps start working, and they push all the way down into the fuel line. They push it into here. This is like a let's call it a pressure valve. When, you know, the storage is full, it opens up and pushes it into here, and then this one pushes it into the fuel line. And guess what? We should actually do that. Double it. Why are you derping? Ah, you're not derping. But that, you know, the big storage pushes it into here and opens up when it's full, when it's at 60k. So when there's 60k in here out of 70, this one puts out a signal and opens this valve. This is now disabled by the control here, so it's disabled by this. And this then pushes it into the fuel line. It's actually, no, it's not a buffer, it's a more or less, when you're gonna be, let's say, early game, this is all that I had. So this was, the fuel was put straight into a tank. This was a standard tank for all fuels, and when this got filled up to like 50,000, it emptied it up down to 20,000, but that was enough fuel to power the base But what happens, so that's, for example, like here, this is the same thing. So, you know, this is set up. When it falls down, when it's full to 50k, you open the pump, and when it falls below 5k, you close this pump. And then, you know, let's see, you'll see the green one, the green line, if anything is open. So this would like to go into the fuel line. These two are working, so benzene currently is being pushed in. But at the start of the base, at the start of the game, this was sufficient. This system was by far sufficient. But what happened later on, you know, we need more supply, I mean more bigger tanks to keep the line pushing, I mean to keep the fuel flowing for a longer time. That was then the next step. And now the third step is we have so many consumers that they extend the maximum capacity of the pump. If you look at the pump at the bottom right, it's behind my head actually, it says pumping speed, you see, and one fuel pump cannot pump out enough. So we are exceeding 1200 a second consumption. So we had to put in 2 pumps, which means we can push 2400 into the pipe per second. So that's now the next step. But that means that the whole line, the whole fuel line, every pump needs to be doubled. So you see, this is the double pump, and this drains straight from the system. But everything had to be doubled because this is maxing out pumping speed. The consumption of our fuel line is now higher than one pump can handle. So we also had to do these 2 pumps on the whole fuel line. This is not the fuel line, but the fuel line I've added up pumps. See that this is also 2 pumps. So with time you'll have to add things up based on how it's like adding another belt for fluid. Damn it, it's a bit hard to explain. Actually, it's my English that's not that good. But that's currently the stage or level that we are at. And I already know and understand that when the base is growing, actually the fuel consumption is growing, when we're gonna exceed 2.4k consumption per second, the fuel line again is gonna be bottlenecked by the number of pumps. So we'll have to add another pump to push more in, to push 316, and then upgrade the whole fuel line at least to a big consumers. So I've updated the line to this one because this is a huge consumer. This really is consuming up a lot of fuel. Small consumers can handle it, but this actually needs more. What the heck is going on here? So yeah, that's how the fuel line works. Let's plop you there. Why are we not putting things out on the... Oh. Let me grab another drink, be back in a second. So yeah, that's how this thing works. I'm not sure if Pi normal mode has the same math, but I think that the pumps have the same amount of throughput. Alrighty, so let's get back to course fraction. Once we finish this thing, We'll have the coarse fraction, but what we're gonna have an issue with is power. Damn it. So maybe this is still an old base. This used to be extremely far out. And we have to make a belt. Let's make this belt. You know what? We're just gonna go straight up. We're gonna go straight up. Needs to have 2 in between. Oh my god, what am I pressing? You can delete. Let's say that. So this will be the iron line. Now the problem with the iron line is it ends here, and it's gonna have to go and hook into this part. This is going straight to the mines, but we'll need a lot of landfill to do that, and we don't have landfill right now. Do we have these? We don't. Since we're here, we'll do that. And I can have a short little time with you guys, plus a chat in the chat. So yeah, I'm here. If you have more questions, fire away. For the fuel line, it's important that I say both ways. I need a both ways pipe or pump. This is the standard setup, so 80% one way, 80% the other way. That will keep equalizing, you know, the whole circle. Then you'll have to figure out the priorities, what you want as a priority, but that's let's say an advanced step. One of these two, this is the fuel line. As you can see, currently we're burning off benzene, but tar is also, excess tar is also part of the fuel line. But we have a tar line, a dedicated tar line from tar production. This is the tar mine, there's another one somewhere here. There you go. And this pipe goes around the base as well. Pretty much it comes down to here, but it is spread all over the place, plus whoever produces tar pumps it in as well. So what we do have, what I did say, set up here, is if there's more than 55% in the pipe, pump it into this storage, and then out of this storage, when it's at 80k, so 80k times 6, pump it into the fuel line, because this is actually the excess. We have to get rid of it. And you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna add 3 more. This is supposed to be big. And the same goes here for syngas, for example. That's another source of syngas. Though we're using it, we're burning syngas to make steam. But that again is also set up through piping, so it's just topping it up in case there's less than 20%. So this is the primary maker of steam. Secondary maker, I don't know, I think maybe it's this one or something else. So the way I do it is, if this goes below 10%, then fire up this part and start using, I don't know, hydrogen and make steam. And if it goes below 40%, add up burning this thing and make steam. So it's leveling up based on needs. What the heck happened here? Oh, yeah. Oh, this is awesome. They will bring me the belts. How many belts do we have? Well, should be sufficient. Well, let's put it one down. Do we have a connection? We do. Oh, let's get rid of the trees. Plop. Did we find any new salt? We do have time to check. Oh, you know what we could do? Take a boat out for a ride. Though this doesn't look like a big lake, so I'm a bit disappointed. But we could take a boat out for a ride. Yeah, you know what? Because there's not much we can do. We have to wait for things to get built. You know, these to make salt water, these to make garlic, these to make coarse fraction and taters. At the same time, we're waiting for red circuits. I really am gonna go, we're gonna go on a ride, on a boat ride. We do have a boat. We do have fuel. Yes, we're gonna go on a boat ride around the lake to see if there's any goodies or maybe salt. We're gonna go and ride around Blind Salt Mine. Yeah, exactly. Aquatic biters. Ooh, there comes the goodies. Nice. Let's go for a boat ride. Because there's really nothing else we can do at the moment. But wait until things are finished. Ooh, this is the refinery. Do we have enough? We do. Wait, what the heck is this thing? Is it an output? It's an oh, it's an output for, yeah, okay, fine. No, that's not the right lake. Damn it, the base is getting large. Far from huge, but this is what Kunuki made. One huge production stuff, you know, he doubled the size of the base when I was working on it. Ooh, what a nice place to check out. Okay, let's start here. So, boat. Where is my boat? Oh, cannot reach. Yay! Oh my god, how nice. I can have a good time. Wait, let's see. So, where do we go? We just go right. We'll be able to fly, you know, we'll be able to move around faster. And also moving around with the energy drink is also one of the must things you have to do. As far as I can tell, at least in the past, you made a creature that you ride, and it was a flying creature. We have one, but it's like a horse. Let's say it's like a horse. So you ride it on the ground, it just destroys everything. It tramples everything. But I'm not using it anymore. We used it at the start. It took a while to get it. Oh, hold on, this guy could continue. I thought it's a small lake. What the heck is it? Oh, that's oil. Oh, look at this treasure. Oh, these things can come over. Oh my god, we found oil. 131 million oil. The thing is, the only oil that we have, that we found, offshore oil, is where the glass is. Here. 70 million oil. And we can already get the research for it. We do have, well, I did not make it yet. The thing is, this building, this is the next science, chemical science spec, but I have not set up the caravans yet, because we're gonna be using up things that we currently need more in the red circuits. So we're waiting with this, but everything is set up and ready, including the production of well, plutonium. Why is this not operational? This should be operational. There's one ingredient missing, and I think I know what. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's here. What the heck are we missing? Purex concentrate. Purex concentrate. Where the heck do we use up Purex concentrate? Oh my god, what the heck's wrong here? Plutonium 240 to 39. Plutonium oxide. Aha, we're missing ethanol. Why are we missing ethanol? What the fuck? Oh. Oh yeah. B-type molasses. Yeah, okay, filtration media. The goddamn filtration media. It's this thing. It's this thing. It's the salt and potatoes. At the end of the day. So yeah, currently it is salt. As of this moment, it is salt. Yeah, yeah. Oh, just eat. Just eat. You should get a save game. Would you like to play the same way? I mean, the same set of mods? Because if that's the question, then the easiest way is to give you a save game, and you just load it up and the game will say, oh, you need all of these mods, should I download it? And you say yes, and it's all gonna download. Because there's a ton of mods. All the pie stuff, plus ships, plus this green pump valve. Oh, is there a way to show it? Because I really don't know. I really don't know if I can show you the mod list like from here. If anybody knows how I could show the mod list, so you can either make a print screen, or you can make well, how's it called? A short on Twitch. Yeah, only in main menu. You know what you can do? You can join our Discord channel. Just type in !Discord and type in the Factorio part to give you either a save game. Yeah, I'll upload it. I'll upload the save game. I hope I still have it. Like an old one. 2 years ago. No, that's not it. We were playing Factorio at that time. Pi. So yeah, I still have the old save games. 7 months ago I started Pi. So this is a small file, you know, that's the important part. It's a small sized file, and I can upload it to, oh my god, oh no, we got stuck. I can upload it to Discord, and then you just download it and plop it in. Holy crap, this uses up a lot of fuel. Ooh. Where the heck is wood? Okay, we won't run out. I just want to go to the end, you know, to explore more. But if you're new, especially at the game, you definitely do not want to go with the hard mode. Trust me, you just don't. You know what you should do? Go on the Pyanodons mod page, and then there you should find the hard mode and read what the hard mode is about in comparison to the normal Pyanodons. Damn it, I don't see any resources. Usually there's a lot of resources around the edge of the lakes like this, or the sea. But nothing here. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's exactly what I was talking about. That's what you need to find. So you will see what the difference is. I'm also a bit surprised. Oh no, they've killed my eyes. I'm also surprised there's no biters outside. Not many biters are outside. I'll have to ramp up the biters though. Okay, so obviously there's not much goodies, but we did find oil, which is super great. Let's go to the other lake. Ooh. Where is the other lake? A boat thingy? What I am planning is to make a shipyard. I mean a shipyard. To make ports on the west side of the base. Yeah, we'll have to ramp up the biters. Yeah, this is also a small lake, it seems. Hmm. More oil. We actually explore it faster with an energy drink. Woo! Well, maybe not. Jeez, Luis. Let's try not to die. Ooh. Biters will bite you in your ass. Alrighty, we're back. We're back. So, small lakes, nothing spectacular, but this is where I was planning to make sea-based stuff. That's why I'm keeping this place empty, to bring in the resources, you know, for smelting and smelting here. Ooh. What did that happen? It killed all my eyes. No. Let's bugger off back to the middle of the base. Figure out what we're gonna do next. We're gonna set up the... Oops. You are empty, you say. Yes, you are. What? It killed a boat. Did I have a boat? How did I have a boat outside? Aww. Where do we make bolts? It's still here. Holy moly. Put you there. Where's that shit? So yeah, what should we do next? What should we do next, you say? This is pretty much where we started. This is where I always come, because it's the basic production line, but this is where we crashed. Let's check on course fraction. Alright, so that's that. No ideas, no ideas. There's not much, there's nothing we can do, damn it. Oh, yeah, we could do this. Yes, of course, your toy alloy. How much? Actually, we do not have any your toy alloy. The problem with that is we're using it all for bedding. How is our bedding looking like? Do we have enough? I would say no. Because it's not full production line. But we could research this. Let's do it. So we're gonna need your toy alloy. How much? We'll need how much? 22. So 22 orchards, which is like this much. So a whole farm, more or less. Do we make another one just for that? That means we're gonna have excess. Excess sand again. Okay, this is working. So let's put down another caravan. We're gonna steal some sodium hydroxide from here. Because we really have to keep this production going. Empty. I got over 20k a minute iron plates. Yeah, honestly, I don't know how much I make. Currently, it's a low number because we have some issues there with production. 4k. 20k a minute. How the heck do you make 20k a minute? Oh, a minute. Something's off there with your number. I mean, this here is the production line for it. It's not operational currently because we're out of what? Borax. We're full on muddy sludge again. And that's the oxygen issue. It's the oxygen issue. Yeah, I still don't got... I don't know where the heck we could use up oxygen. But, I had the idea to burn it off, making syngas. But guess what? We're now full on syngas. So maybe, just maybe, we should make this syngas, okay, this production line. First of all, it needs way more cellulose. And to make way more cellulose, we have to make... to make cellulose, we need saline water. So this is where we make cellulose. I've increased this production by a bit, but limited because we don't have enough saline water. So that again goes back to the saline water issue. Okay, coarse fraction. Why are we not producing here? Okay, do that. So there's gonna be the same issue up there. 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 Why is this not running? Aha! Oh my god, are we out of belts? We're out of belts because we're out of... What? Stainless steel, that's cyanic acid. No, it's ferrochrome this time. Ferrochrome, what's wrong here? Oh, don't tell me it's the iron plates. Oh, the pain!